Who is
that on the radio?
Who is that on the radio?
Who is that on the radio?
You really want to know who's on the radio? Come on. Let's talk about it.
Jeffery. Let's talk about it live with Jeffrey L. Miller. Watching is the best decision you'll ever make. Thursday nights from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.
You know what time it is.
Call or text in live, 470-251-4647, hashtag Let's Talk with Jeffrey. And come check us out on www.statusnetwork.net or download the Status Network app on your Apple or Google Play Store.
Let's give them something to talk about.
It's almost showtime, people.
Let's tune in to see what Jeffrey has in store for us tonight. And here is your host, Jeffrey L. Miller.
What is going on, Facebook family? What's going on, Instagram family? What's going on, Manifest TV, powered by Status Network? It's time for Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey L. Miller. Every Thursday from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m., this is exactly how we do it. Man, we got a hot show today. It's all types of stuff going on in the news. All types of stuff happened this weekend. And we're going to talk about a little bit of it all today. But, my goodness, it was another day of rain in the A. Lake Lanier has just run over and flooded everything. 285 looks like a creek right about now. I mean, every day is some type of precipitation. Is this Atlanta or Seattle? I just want to know. But in spite of all of that, traffic wasn't really that bad. My granddaughter loves me. My kids love me. My mama loved me, and all 9 of my brothers and sisters, they love me too. But we're going to keep it real right about now. And you know what time it is. It's time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view. Now, I got one reason for the habitually single woman and one reason for the habitually single man as to why you might be single. But before we get into that, here is my disclaimer. Now, see, what I'm going to talk about might not apply to you, and if it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them because you're about to learn something tonight. Ladies, you go first. All right, ladies. Now, some of y'all are single simply because you got the jester complex. I want you to understand what the jester complex is. See, you are a queen unto yourself. I mean, you got everything that you need to categorize yourself internally as a queen and to be recognized externally as a queen. You about business. You doing everything you want to do. And you only entertain jesters. The jester comes around the queen when the queen feels like being entertained. The jester has to basically keep the queen laughing to keep his life, to stay alive. You got the jester complex. You see, the queen doesn't act that way with the king because the king comes with expectations, obligations, and requirements. The king has his own platform, his own kingdom, his own thing that he is doing, but you don't feel like dealing with that. You rather deal with a jester so you can summarily dismiss him when you're tired of him. Or you can just call him up when you need your plumbing adjusted. But I want you to understand something, ladies. A jester can only go so far. You can only laugh at the same jokes but so many times before it just becomes silly. And it's not as fulfilling. And so you keep dealing with one jester after another jester after another jester while refusing to commit to a king and build a kingdom. And that's why your ass is single. I don't want y'all to think that the rain has me depressed or anything. That's not what I'm saying. It's just going to be one of them Thursdays. You know how we start. Now, fellas, don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook. That's not how this works. Fellas, you are next. Fellas, some of you are single simply because you have absolutely, positively no vision. No vision, no gumption about yourself, no intestinal fortitude, no type of drive. You're actually looking for a woman just like your mother so you can continue to be smothered instead of being able to stand on your own too. Being able to inspire a woman with your movements. I ain't talking about having her submit to you or something like that. What I'm talking about is inspiring trust in you through your actions. That's the reward you get when you show up and show out but you ain't got no vision. You're always talking about the plans you had back in the day and what you did in high school and what you did in college. And those are your glory days. You're refusing to embrace that inner king inside and to live up to that grown manhood, that obligation you have to the community. You still worried about the next pair of Jordans. I ain't mad at you. But damn, get a pair of heart-soul shoes, a nice suit, and some damn vision. And watch women flock to you, not because you are Mac Daddy, but because you got something going on that they can partner with. But you sitting back blind, sleep, and not even woke, with no vision and single. Brothers, nothing but love to you, but I tell you, we got some work to do. We got some work to do. Now, everybody understands something. First of all, we got a couple of traditions on this show, and one of them is HBCU Excellence. This is where we take an opportunity to recognize and spotlight and showcase our HBCU marching bands. Now, this week, we got one of my favorite marching band tunes. This is Skin I'm In from one of our best marching bands out there, Southern University. Now, don't get it twisted. You know, I actually... There are a bunch of HBCUs out there right now that are doing well as far as their marching bands, their music programs, and everything. This is just one of my favorite songs. This is what I wanted to play, and this is what we're going to listen to. All right? Go ahead and roll that clip. Here we go. Southern, Skin I'm In. All right, bring me back in. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it. Y'all don't understand. I just can't take it. I can't take it. I'm about to start marching around this damn studio. Did y'all hear how they brought it in? Woo! They brought it in on that. Look, y'all, I can't take it. I can only take so much. I can only take so much. My knees ain't what they used to be. So I have to cut some of that stuff off because I just get so crunctified down in my soul. Woo! Boy, I tell you what. All right. Now listen, first of all, you don't have to be about politics. You don't have to be political, none of that stuff, but you should be aware of what's going on. At least be aware. Last night there was a Democratic debate, and boy, I tell you one thing. They had some fireworks up in that piece last night. Now, I'm going to put it to you like this. I just don't believe that you should be allowed to come in at the last minute and just say, okay, I'm running for president too, but I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. I'm only going to do this. I don't think that's fair. I don't think the rules should have been modified, but I'm not a politician. I'm not a chairperson on the Democratic National Committee. With that said, in last night's debate, Michael Bloomberg, former mayor of New York City, was allowed on the debate stage for the first time. And I want you to know that the people who have been running all this time, they were not happy. One person who was not happy, clearly, was Elizabeth Warren. Now, I don't care what you think about any of the Democratic candidates or anything like that. Elizabeth Warren's, she's one of the tightest, one of the smartest, one of the most well prepared candidates running right now. You ask her a question about her program, she completely knows it inside and out. She has championed things like the Consumer Protection Bureau, and Republicans have been after it ever since. Those are things that protect us when we go get any type of credit, when we have to do any type of arbitration or anything like that related to us and the way we're treated by financial institutions. That's the protection. That's something that she's championed. So she had some choice words from Michael Bloomberg. We're going to play this clip, and we're going to come back and we talk about how Elizabeth Warren went in on Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg. Democrats are not going to win if we have a nominee who has a history of hiding his tax returns, of harassing women, and of supporting racist policies like redlining and stop and frisk. Look, I'll support whoever the Democratic nominee is, but understand this. Democrats take a huge risk if we just substitute one arrogant billionaire for another. This country has worked for the rich for a long time and left everyone else in the dirt. It is time to have a president who will be on the side of working families and be willing to get out there and fight for them. That is why I am in this race, and that is how I will beat Donald Trump.
Senator Warren, you've been critical of Mayor Bloomberg on this issue.
Boy. Now, I want y'all to understand that there's more to the video than just that. I mean, when I tell you that Elizabeth Warren went in, she just was smashing him in the face. Metaphorically now. She didn't get violent. But here's the thing, and this is one thing I'm speaking for Elizabeth Warren right now. She is the most prepared candidate, more prepared than anybody else on the stage. I can tell you this, if she was a tall white man, she would be the front runner. With the way that she articulates herself, with the way that she articulates her plans, her level of preparedness, she would be the front runner if she was a tall white man, bar none. Nothing against Mayor Buttigieg. He has no business on the stage. And here's what I mean. If you really listen to him articulate his policies, it's paper thin. It's paper thin. He doesn't go deep with it because he doesn't have that level of depth to his programs. He hadn't thought them out. All he says is we haven't thought about how we're going to pay for it yet. Or we should do this and we should reach out. All that, those are nothing but platitudes compared to a person who has a program and a plan and policies that are already rooted in reality. Now, everybody was talking about Medicaid for all won't work, and we got to find the money to pay for it. How about they just came out with a study that said it will save billions of dollars. It will insure hundreds of thousands of people. It will reduce costs because people will get better. So the myth that we can't pay for it has just been blown out of the water by a credible study. I believe it was by the Harvard Law Review. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Do your own research, damn it. But the bottom line of it is Medicare for all and medical coverage for all, it's looking more and more palatable right now. And quite frankly, even Bernie Sanders doesn't articulate it to the level of specificity that Elizabeth Warren does. Now, I'm not advocating for Elizabeth Warren or against Pete Buttigieg or even against Michael Bloomberg. Y'all better not vote for his ass. How about I'm going to unfriend you if I find out you're voting for him? I don't care. I'll get some more friends. But the bottom line of it is, and if she were a tall white man articulating the same policies with the same level of specificity. I will submit to you that she would be the leading candidate right now with the most votes. That's just me. All right, that's enough about politics for right now. I want to talk to y'all about something else. Man, we lost a great one this week. Walona from Good Times, Janet Dubois, passed away. Now look, I mean, I know everybody got their favorite shows and things like that. Good Times is one of the shows that covered everything. I don't mean just this or that, but I mean everything. They got an episode that covers virtually every segment of our life and our society, every one. And the thing that I think hurt Good Times the most is when they took the strong father out of that house home. The show lost its cohesion. It lost its magic because that solid family, it spoke to a lot of people who were in that condition, and it inspired a lot of people. Walona brought that levity in the beginning before JJ took it all over. She brought that levity and that neighbor that was always there with a little extra sass, a little extra, wit, things of that nature. But outside of that, Janet Dubois was a talented songwriter, a talented actress. She was in much more than just Good Times. She actually wrote and performed the theme song to the Jeffersons. That's her singing that. And if you go back and look at some of the pictures of her when she was younger, she was absolutely stunning. We lost a great one. So this is just a little clip paying homage or homage to Janet Dubois and every entrance she made on Good Times as Walona. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Florida. Latest bulletin. Hi, everybody. Morning, everybody. Hi, everybody. Can I come in and talk to you? Hi, kids. Hi, y'all. Hi, Walona. Hey.
Now look here, young lady.
At it again. Hi, Flo. Hi, y'all. Flo, are you ready for this? Hi, y'all. Hi, bye, Walona. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, am I intruding? Morning, everybody. Hi, y'all. Woo-wee. Woo-wee. Flo, hi, everybody. All right. Hi, y'all. Hi. Hi, y'all. Hell, hell. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi. Flo, girl. Hi, y'all. Ready for the surprise of the century? Hey, Flo. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi. Hey. Hi. Flo. Hi. Hey, Flo. Hi. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Hey, Flo. Well. How's everybody doing? Hi. Dad. Now bring on the customers. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. What's happening? I'm in love. Hey. Hey, Flo. Hey, kids. Hi. Hi. Bye. I got news for you. What is keeping you? Hi, y'all. Got you. I don't want to hear that. Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. Hi, good morning, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, y'all. Hi. Hi, y'all. Hey, Thelma. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, baby. Miss Penny here. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi. Hi, Walona. Hi there. Hi, y'all. Venus Massage Parlor. Hey, y'all. Ready for the creation? You ought to be ashamed of your weight, y'all. Hi, y'all. Flo here yet? Flo, Flo, hi, y'all. Hey, Flo. It's... Woo! Woo! Merry Christmas, everybody. Hi, Flo. JJ. Hi, is Flo back? Hi, y'all. Hi, Dancer back. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. Hi.
Now, getting to it.
Hi, y'all. Okay, hi, we're back.
Man, boy, I tell you what, even though that was just a character that she portrayed, even though that's not who she was as a person. That character is transformative. First of all, she is the quintessential neighbor that feels like they're part of the family that can just walk in your house without knocking with your door being unlocked. That's Walona. Hey, I'm family. I can just come in. I'm going to say hey, but I ain't knocking. Damn that. I'm just coming in. But also I want you to notice the sense of fashion and the sense of style that Walona had. That character was just so much more than the neighbor. Think back to the way that she went back and she adopted Penny and how she stood up to Penny's abusive mother. There were people in our generation that have seen that completely related to that, drew inspiration from it. So when you get those types of characters that are really transcendent and that person throws themselves into that character so much that they become that character and they become known for that character, and it's synonymous that there's only one person who ever could have played that character. When they're gone, you realize that we are fortunate to have their memory in TV, on film. And so losing Walona, that's a major blow. And to the family of Janet Dubois, our prayers are with you, and she will be missed. All right. One of my favorite groups from back in the day is Bone Thug and Harmony. Now, for some reason, they have taken upon themselves to rename the group Boneless Thugs. Now, first of all, why you gotta mess with something? You're gonna miss everybody anyway, and you're gonna miss everybody. But why you gonna miss the Bone Thug and Harmony? Why we gotta be boneless all of a sudden? Now, I'm sure that everybody understands that this is causing some division within the group. This name change is really, quite frankly, it's beyond me as to why they would even do it. But I'm just curious about this. Now, we got this video we're gonna play kind of talking about this transformation from Bone Thug and Harmony to Boneless Thugs. Let's go ahead and roll that clip. Here we go.
For 25 years, Bone Thugs and Harmony have continually reinvented rap. But today, a name change threatens to tear the group apart.
It's not an argument. We boneless now, check this out. Ain't no doubt about that.
A new love for boneless wings led to a new name.
We need to be boneless thugs now. Bottom line.
I'm not gonna lie, but I like boneless wings, man. Whatever, it is what it is. Boneless wings, what?
But not everyone was on board.
I ain't changing shit. Bone Thugs and Harmony changes their name to Boneless. It's preposterous.
With the groups, it's always majority rules.
Always.
So right now, it's 3-1.
I said I'm not changing shit.
You're changing the name.
Sometimes
Lazy
change
Bone.
is good, growth is good, Lay.
Well, Lazy Bone has his opinion, we all have ours.
I ain't doing shit.
Just try the boneless wings, Lazy.
The group extended a sauce-covered olive branch towards Lazy.
I mean, they actually pretty good, but they don't have no bones
They
in it.
boneless, baby.
They ain't changed your name good.
Damn.
Despite Lazy's misgivings, the name change took off.
Dipped boneless wing.
Dipped.
Dipped
In gold.
in gold. Boneless still rhymes with bone. Boneless is cloneless. I'm trying to keep up with the bones. It's Jones. It's boneless.
Three letters we change in it. It's not gonna change the heart of where we come from or what we about or what we talk about. It's gonna still be bone. Just list. We boneless only, we boneless only, we boneless only, we boneless only, we boneless only.
Will the name change stick? Will the new Buffalo Wild Wings boneless wings be the end of the Bone Thugs? Only time will tell.
I ain't changing shit.
We boneless only, we boneless only, we boneless only.
Man, I'm with you, Lazy Bone. Don't change shit. I'm sick of them folks. Just leave it alone. Bone, Thugs, and Harmony. That's it. All this changing and stuff like that. All right, now I got something I got to follow up on before we get to the crux of the show. First of all, a couple of weeks ago, I had a couple of guests on the show. Her name was Ty and Keisha. Now, I want you to understand that I had fun on the interview with Ty and Keisha. They both are, unique people. Unique. It was a wide-ranging, thought-provoking interview. But after that interview, things got a little tough, a little rocky. Some folks, they came for your boy. So we're going to play this clip from the last interview that we had with Ty and Keisha right here on Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffery L. Miller. We're going to roll that clip. We'll come back and we'll talk about what had happened. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Money green, 'cause she my queen.
Yeah, so me and Keisha, we got a wonderful opportunity to be on a show of a friend of hers called Talk with Jeffery. Yes, and it's Jeffery, pronounced Jeffery. Yes.
Okay, what you know about them HBCUs?
Well, I attended Central Site University
What?
in Wilberforce, Ohio.
What?
Yes, it's a HBCU. It's
Okay.
directly across the street from Wilberforce University.
Okay, absolutely.
So we did this interview with this dude named Jeffery.
Yes, and I was in the marching band. I was
Wow.
captain of the dance team.
Wow.
Mhm.
I was drum major.
Oh.
Morris Brown College.
Well, everything started out cool, you know what I mean? Like, we were just sharing who we are and everything, and like everything was really cool. We were all getting along, you know what I mean?
If I had to describe him, he is like a glass of like coconut milk or something.
Then all of a sudden, like, things started changing, you know what I mean? And like, Jeffery did not think that I was noticing what was going on.
Okay.
Yeah, drum majors and dancers.
And the dancers,
had
we
a
get
special,
along.
Special relationship.
Wait a
Yes,
minute.
we do.
Wait,
Yeah.
how did this go from an inquiry to like a compliment? Like, what are you doing?
And the next thing I know is like, they're like flirting.
What's going on?
We just
Mind your
talking about
business.
HBCU
Mind your
stuff.
business.
But it
This don't
fluctuated.
concern you.
It changed, Jeffrey. Your tone changed.
No, I'm just talking about,
No, but it got soft. Like, you got really soft when you answered the
What are you
questions
talking
now.
about got soft?
You got soft when you answered about, and then what
Mind
is
your, just stay over there.
But
You
why
don't know.
you-
You don't know nothing about this
But
college
you try to
stuff,
make a
though.
connection, like you
You
try to
don't know
make a
nothing about
connection.
this
You
college
try
stuff,
to metaphoricalize my girl. Like,
Metaphorical?
Yeah, man.
Spell it.
Metaphoricalize. Me
Metaphoricalize.
Yeah, man. I read
I'm
articles.
ringing the bell on that one. Metaphoricalize.
Yeah, man.
Ty is like a coconut milk dude.
Okay.
Yeah, just I feel uncomfortable.
Okay. My bad, homie.
All right, it's
We
cool.
were just talking about HBCU.
All right.
Did you go to HBCU?
No, I went to community college.
He can't even read.
Why do you say that?
You keep saying that.
Keisha, why do you keep saying I don't read? I read all the time.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
I read articles
He go
all the
off
time.
of pictures.
Oh my goodness.
Pictures tell stories, Keisha. That counts too, okay?
Oh my goodness.
It counts. I did not go to a UCB. I went to
HBCU.
HB.
Historically black college, and hold on a second. Let's do this. Let's talk about some stuff that's been happening that's crazy up in this piece. First of all right, here we go.
I did not appreciate Mr. Jeffery after that. Later that evening, we were sitting there and watching television, and then all of a sudden now, Keisha's like busy on her phone.
All right.
What's so funny, Keisha?
What is you on right now?
What is so funny? Who are you talking to? What?
First of all, I'm talking to my nail tech because my nails is busted right now, so I need to go get my nails done.
And you're gonna tell me that it's like your nail tech? Like, I know you don't talk to that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't talk to her. You don't talk to her like this. Y'all don't laugh about shit. What you doing? You never talk to her this long. You usually just text her and then it's over.
No, I don't. We're having
Yeah.
girl talk.
Y'all never have girl talk.
We always have girl talk.
You never do.
You don't know because you're never here.
Don't use that.
You're
you don't
never
know.
here.
You never talk this long. You're talking to Mr. Jeffery.
You better not take my motherfucking phone.
Let go of it.
Let it go. You let it go.
No. You're talking to Mr. Jeffery. Why not?
Fuck you, goddammit. You're not my phone.
So I'm sorry, but I had to take matters into my own hands. And now I don't think we'll have any problems with Mr. Jeffery.
Did y'all see that? I mean, y'all saw what had happened, right? All I was doing was having two people on the show as guests. And you see the treatment that I got? Good thing is I can swim. I can swim like a fish. And I always carry a little razor in my back pocket just in case a mofo get crazy. So I'm just trying to figure out why I got that type of treatment. So I wanted to call my good friend Keisha. I got Keisha on the phone with me. Keisha, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Jeffery. How you?
I'm doing very well. Everything going good with you?
Yeah, everything is good. You know, I've been trying to take some of the advice that you was giving me and everything.
All right.
But it ain't working.
It ain't working? Apparently not. Ty tried to introduce me to the fishes a couple of days ago.
Serious?
He tried to introduce me to the fishes.
He was acting fun all day. He was acting funny all day. And I asked if he even talked to you because you was giving me all types of input on our relationship and stuff.
I was trying to help. Now, Ty gonna mess around and I'm gonna have to introduce you to that drum major. He keep on messing with me. I don't play.
Oh, look at the drum major trying to act all big and bad and stuff. I like that.
Man, you know drum majors got bigger batons than everybody else, so don't act like you don't know.
Oh, what baton you talking about?
Hey.
I done seen a few batons in my day.
Hey.
I mean, I'm just like.
You know, hey, you take it for what it is. You know, it is what it is. So let me ask you this, Keisha. First of all, have things gotten better?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Talk to me.
No, things have not gotten better between us. Like, he's just, like, so passive-aggressive. Like, he don't want to do shit. We still ain't had no family day, no proper family day. You know, I took your advice about, like, the picnic and everything, and he was just not for it. We went to the motherfucking gas station and got some snacks.
Keisha.
Nope.
Keisha,
What,
what are you doing in here? What are you doing in here? What are you talking
I'm on
about?
the phone with our counselor, Ty, so shut up.
Why you, who? Jeffery?
What's going on, Ty?
Jeffery.
What's going on, Ty?
How are you there?
Hey.
I don't understand how are you here.
What?
Wait a minute. This
So-
is something
I don't
that's
even
wrong.
understand why you tried to do that, Ty. You wrong.
Why did you try to introduce me to the fishes? What? Come on, Ty. You tried to
I did not do that.
You tried to introduce me to the fishes.
No, I did not do that. I had a friend who he told me. No, I had a friend. I'm talking. Can I talk, please? I have a friend who owed me $50, and I said, listen, I need a favor, and then that's it. And I don't know now why you're here because.
So you tried to kill him? You tried to off Mr.
I don't understand.
Jeffery, which is trying to be our counselor for $60?
No. First of all, he was not trying to be a counselor, and I know you thought that I did not hear you talking about some sort of drumstick. What is a drumstick you're talking about?
I wasn't talking about a drumstick. You get a drumstick at Popeyes. I'm talking about a baton. Drum majors have bigger batons.
A baseball bat, whatever. You talk about, it's very disrespectful. I don't understand, and that is why you're with the fishes, because you were disrespectful trying to metaphoricalize my girl.
Okay.
Still metaphoricalized.
Spell it.
Ty.
Spell
Your
it.
ass can't even fucking read.
I did. I can read, and we talked about that. I read it all the time. You're always trying to embarrass me and make it mean like I'm a bad person.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
I'm not perfect, but Keisha, it's you too.
Brother Ty, let me have some words with you. First of all, I don't appreciate being dropped off in the pond with the fishes. That wasn't even cool. Good thing I can swim. Good thing. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Don't worry about it. Hit me out.
I was trying to help you swim. Someone told me you like to swim. I was trying to help you out.
There you go. Good looking out. So here's what I need to understand, Brother Ty. First of all, let me just ask you, why do you think that I was trying to metamorphicalize Keisha?
Well, first of all, the word is metaphoricalized. I mean, it's not trying to be perfect, but I don't need to spell it for you, Keisha. I don't need to spell it for you. You don't tell me what to do. Mr. Jeffery asked me a question. Let me answer the question. So the reason why I think that is because you tried to get cozy with Keisha. You're not dumb. You're not dumb, Mr. Jeffery. You know what it's like when somebody, if you had a girl and some other dude came and tried to metaphoricalize her, you say the same thing. You know it's true, Mr. Jeffery. Don't treat me like I don't know things. You know I know things, and you know you would do the same thing.
Okay, Brother Ty. Now,
if you
Keisha.
knew anything, you would know that he was helping us with our relationship.
Thank you.
But your motherfucking ass can't read, Ty, you wouldn't know that.
So,
who do you think suggested family day and you took us to the motherfucking gas station, Ty?
thank you.
That's because you inconvenienced me. You knew Keisha, you do that all the time. I'm always doing something that makes me happy. That's the only time that you want to hang out is when I'm doing something that makes Ty happy. And when I ever ask you to do something when there is time, you don't have
You
time.
don't do nothing. I say, have you spent time with your kids? And
Boy, I tell you.
But they
Now, Keisha, Ty and Keisha, Ty and Keisha. Ty, I want to bring it together. Now, Brother Ty, first of all, I'm a big believer in second chances. I'm gonna give you a second chance to get this right. Now, I recognize that you say I was metaphoricalizing Keisha.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I get it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a hard reset here.
All right.
So, Brother Ty, I'm gonna need you to commit to making sure that you don't do anything to try to introduce me to the fishes again, because it ain't gonna end well for you this time. Can you agree to that?
Well, I mean,
That's yes or no. That's yes or no. That's yes or no.
I mean, there can no.
Yes or no?
It's not just yes or no. What I need from you, I need you to negotiate. Wait, Keisha, he asked me a question.
Yes or no, Ty? Yes or no?
I'm trying to answer the question. Listen, Mr. Jeffery, I'm trying to answer the question.
Okay.
I want to answer your question.
Okay.
But I first need to know from you, I need a negotiable from you. I need you to negotiate with me and not try to metaphoricalize my girl. If you will promise me that you will not metaphoricalize my girl, I will not do anything that ends up with you sleeping with the fishes. I think that that's fair.
It's yes or no, Ty.
Okay.
Yes or no.
All right, so Ty,
I'm letting Mr. Jeffrey answer the question.
I feel you, Ty. I feel you, Ty. Okay, so we have an agreement, Ty. I won't metaphoricalize Keisha.
Okay.
And you won't test me again. So we're on the same page.
What the heck metaphoricalize
All right.
anyway?
All right, now Keisha, Keisha, this is for you. Keisha.
Wait.
Keisha, yes. You have one too, Keisha.
But Brother Ty, this is for Keisha. Keisha.
Yes.
I want to know if you and I can have a couple of private sessions without Ty.
Wait a minute. No. How dare you? Mr. Jeffery. How dare you?
Boy, I tell you what.
I cannot. I think I'm done with this telephone call. I must go. I must go. No, Keisha, no. I need alone time. He just tried to metaphoricalize you
Keisha.
by doubleizing it.
Keisha.
He metaphoricalize you.
Keisha, Brother Ty.
Mr. Jeffery,
Brother Ty.
You know what? I'm going to need some private sessions because he's getting on my last motherfucking nerve.
Thank you.
I know that we're
Brother Ty.
a television show, and I think that your viewers need to say that this is not right.
Not right.
This is not right, Mr. Jeffery.
Brother Ty.
You're trying to metaphoricalize
Brother Ty.
my girl.
Brother Ty, I apologize. Keisha.
Wait.
Come get this work, baby. Come on, get this work.
I cannot believe it. This is disrespect. This is such disrespect. I am offensical. I am offensical.
Offensical.
I'm offensical as Asians right now. I cannot believe it.
Boy, I tell you what. Now, y'all listen to me now. Y'all got to understand that these are some of my good friends, Eric Dillard and Fredrina Wright, on the phone with me as Ty and Keisha back to kind of have a part two of our interview. All right. Brother Ty, how you doing, sir? I'm sorry, I just said Brother Ty. He was in character so deep, I kept him in character. Brother Eric, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. I'm great. Whichever one you want to talk to, I'm here.
Wonderful. Fredrina, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very well. Now listen, I need y'all to follow both. You need to follow Ty and Keisha first of all, and that's Keisha. That's TY and the ampersand Keisha on social medias. The episodes are absolutely hilarious. The episode that I just played had me rolling, and I'm I don't know how they come up with it, but it's just absolutely hilarious. But also, there's another episode Brother Eric has come out with from is it Spectra? Eric?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And
It's called Welcome to Spectra. If there's anybody out there, if you're a fan of like Black Mirror or Twilight Zone, this is my version of that. So welcome to Spectra.
You got to check it out. You really spell Spectra for them, Eric.
Spectra, suspect, just like the word is, and add R-A, so S-U-S-P-E-C-T-R-A, Spectra.
All right, good deal. Now, y'all see that Brother Eric can actually read and spell. It's
Eric
just Ty.
actually can spell and read.
You know, it's just Ty. Good deal, good deal. Brother Eric, before we let you go, tell us.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. What's
No,
up?
tell us what else you got coming up. I know you're on a time crunch. What else you got coming up soon?
Oh, no, it's good. It's good. I got so Welcome to Spectra's up. I have other characters that I do. If you go to all my social media, it's Eric Dillard. That's Eric spelled E-R-I-K-D-I-L-L-A-R-D. I'm a character actor and writer. And so if you go out there to my social media, that'll route you to everything else that I have going on. I have about 2 shows in the works right now. And I just signed up with 480 TV, which is another production company here in Atlanta. So I'm their director of digital marketing for 480 TV now as well, too.
Excellent. Congratulations on that, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
My pleasure.
And you got to support Fredrina with Suge Desserts.
Absolutely.
Support my girl and please get her stuff. She is making waves with that and just meeting everybody. I'm waiting on her to sell or give Obama a jar at some point.
It's coming.
For her.
It's coming. Fredrina, tell people how they can get your desserts and how they can find out more about your desserts.
Oh, yeah. So I specialize in different assorted desserts inside of mason jars.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow me on social media, either Facebook or Instagram at Shugs LLC. That's SUGES LLC. Or you can visit my website at shugsdesserts.com. That's SUGESBESSERTS.com.
Now, first of all, everybody.
I promise you won't be disappointed.
I was just about to say, everybody, please understand that those little dessert jars are really, really good. I mean, you get one, next thing you know, you in 2 and 3 of them because they're that good.
Yeah.
And I want to thank both of you for coming on because, ladies and gentlemen, understand that I called Fredrina at 3:45 and said, hey, I got this idea.
Yeah.
You know, and then she called Eric and we just talked through it and this is the result. We're just ad-libbing, having a lot of fun with it. But I want to thank both of you for coming on the show. At such short notice, I really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Thank you for having us again.
All right, my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.
Yeah, okay.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
All right. That was a whole lot of fun. I love the fact that you have people in your circle. You can reach out to them, and they're doing big things, and you can help them by promotion, and also they can help you by participation. That's really what it's about, just having good contacts that you can call on when you need those good contacts. Now, I want to talk about something real quick. I want to talk about something I read about relationships. It was saying, and I'm paraphrasing here, a really talented young lady on social media has a growing platform called The Cookout. She posted something that said, okay, brothers, when are y'all going to hold each other accountable for killing us? For killing us. When are we going to feel protected? I'm paraphrasing now. When are we going to feel protected by y'all? When are we going to feel like we're not just property to y'all? Again, I'm paraphrasing what she said. And then the crux of, I think, her argument was, before you bring in any other statistics about what the man is doing or what this demographic is and all this other stuff to deflect, I'm talking about black men. Black men, what are you going to do to make us feel safe, protected, and appreciated for the way that we're growing, for the things that we're doing, for the way that we choose to live our lives? What are you going to do to make us feel appreciated? Powerful post. Powerful post. And it caused me to think. I didn't respond to it because I wanted to save it all for the show. And I just want to touch on that briefly. And this is just a message to the sisters. One brother said, black men are also persecuted. And the immediate rebuttal was, see, now y'all deflecting. We're not talking about y'all. We're talking about how y'all treat us. Stop deflecting. Fair point. She was trying to keep everybody focused. The other brother came on and said, statistically, our numbers might be a little bit higher, but proximity crimes happen in every demographic. And that's absolutely true. Proximity crimes, people are usually murdered by someone that they know. Unfortunately, women are usually killed by someone that they know. It could be a romantic interest. That's incontrovertible. Okay? Immediately, hold on, we're not talking about statistics. We're just talking about the brothers. So I got to thinking, oh, okay, I get it now. There seems to be an ask of men to completely accept the way that women are growing, the way that women are evolving, the way that women are rising, completely to accept that, embrace it for what it is, and move in a way that makes women feel comfortable. And that ain't gonna work. Men are just not going to move in a way that make women feel comfortable. Men are not gonna do that until we get comfortable in our own skin. That's gonna require us to pull back just a little bit and work internally on ourselves. And ladies, I want y'all to understand that the growing pains, you ain't gonna like them, because we ain't gonna grow the way you want us to grow. We're gonna grow from the inside. We're gonna grow from the inside. And when we grow from the inside, we're stronger for it, because there's nothing anyone on the outside can do to tear that down. So as far as holding ourselves accountable, we're already doing that. I saw a video of black men at a school hugging other black men, black fathers, just acknowledging, hey, you ain't the only one, we're our own support group. I've seen videos, Facebook groups dedicated just to black male fathers promoting fatherhood. I've also seen on social media women who are influencers be proponents of marriage, get just ripped to shreds, get excoriated by some of the same followers that applaud her for being single. So here is what I'm going to submit. First of all, when we men get together collectively and work on ourselves in a protected space in the same way that you women do, and we start to build on ourselves independent of your outside influence, then you will begin to get the provision that you want. And by provision, I mean protection and any other form of provision that you need. Protection is included in that. But a part of it is us working on ourselves without you. There was also an air of superiority or a spirit of authority in the way that post was worded. It was worded in a way that women are the expert here. You have to follow this path. And that ain't how it works. It's just not how it works. You can try to isolate why black men do what all you want. You have to get to the pathology. Why do black men do this? Why are black men that way? Why are black men suffering more? Why are black men not as responsible? You have to get to the pathology of it. And the major thing is the absence of the black male in the formative years of young black men. There's no way around it. At the same time, if there is no black male in the house, that is no excuse for raising a socially inept young black boy. If you are the only person in the home, male or female, and you have a little boy or a little girl, that is the hand that you're dealt. And you better play the hell out of it and do everything you can to raise a balanced child that grows into a productive adult. That don't mean always buying them the best shoes and the best clothes. What it does mean is giving them the best values. So ladies, I'll submit this to you. Don't talk about men not providing or men not standing up like it's just men not doing their part. In our households right now, 70% are single mothers. And single mothers raising boys and girls by themselves are producing the people that you're talking about. So don't say, black men, when you gonna do this? That ain't the answer. The answer is, how are we going to fix it? Quit talking about what men ain't doing and what women expect. No, talk to me about how we gonna fix it. Stop focusing on what you ain't getting and focusing on the solution to help all of us get what we need. Stop talking about what we don't have in common and start talking about our commonalities. Because when we partner, when we start strategizing on how to rebuild the family, you won't be asking them damn questions. With nothing but love. 470-251-4647. 470-251-4647. All right. Another topic that's just been run to death is who pays for what. Here's a scenario. A man makes $18,000 more than his wife does. He makes this. His wife makes this. But he still requires that she pay some of the bills, and she divorced him. Okay, that was her choice. She had a man that paid bills, and he expected her to pay bills. They should have had that conversation before they got married. If that didn't work for her and she wanted a man that paid everything and she wanted to sit back and cake, fine. Done. That's the end of that discussion. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. They didn't work together, they got a divorce, end of discussion. Next scenario, Valentine's Day. Why do men have to do all this stuff for women on Valentine's Day? Why can't women do things for men? Fellas, I'm sorry. It's tradition. Suck it up. If you got somebody that you care for and you ain't got no money, cook a damn meal. If you got somebody that you care for and you don't got a whole lot of money, do something creative, put some effort into it, but make sure it's catered to what she likes. Don't go paint her a picture of flowers, and she hates flowers. If she got a room of teddy bears, paint a damn teddy bear or something, but make sure it's catered to what she likes. Suck it up. It's tradition. It is what it is. Quit crying about it. Or another scenario. Who pays on the date? Fellas, if you ask a woman out, you pay for the damn date. Just don't take her anywhere expensive. I personally recommend that you don't take anyone on a date for more than $60. The first couple of dates that you're getting to know. This is my rule. This is what when I coach men, you don't pay any more than $60 for somebody you don't know. You save the expensive dates for the relationship. Women say, why I gotta get $60? Because I'm paying. I'm gonna make sure it's a place that you like, but I'm still paying. I'm gonna make sure it's memorable, but I'm still paying. As a matter of fact, you ain't gonna know I'm limiting you to $60. I'm just gonna take you to a place where you can't spend more than $60. Bet it up. And we still gonna have a good time. End the discussion. Or, I need a man that pays all the bills. And I should be able to do what I want to do with my money, but he better pay all them household bills. Okay. If that's what you want, go get you a man like that. That don't make you wrong. That's just your preference. Fellas, if you don't like that, don't get a woman like that. If you find that a woman doesn't want to pay any household bills and she wants to be able to do what she wants to do with her money, don't date her. Go get another woman. I'm bringing all these topics up so we can put that shit to bed. God almighty knows. It's been about a month now. And all those topics have been going on religiously. And can we kill it now? Can we bury it? Can we put it to bed? I'm an advocate. If you ask a woman out, fellas, you pay. Fellas, I'm an advocate that if a woman asks you out, you pay. That's just me. I'm also an advocate of a woman wanting to tip if she wants to. She don't have to, though. I'm going to make her put her money up. That's just me now. I'm not saying you got to do that. I'm just saying that's just me. I'm also an advocate of the man taking the lead in taking care of the household. That could be the man pays the mortgage. Or that can be both checks are taking 70% of those checks to put in the household account, joint account, and the 30% that's yours to do whatever you will with it. I'm an advocate of that. I'm also an advocate of a person at least being reasonably aligned financially. At least being reasonably aligned financially. You can't have an 800 and a 500 in a relationship and that 500 not learn from that 800 and get their financial literacy up. You can't do it. Well, let me take it back. You can do it. It's easier when you don't have to. Now you can get two 500s that are serious about their credit and getting their financial health together, and they can build together. That ain't struggle love. That ain't struggle love. That's unity. That's a plan. That's dedication. That's fortitude. People that start right here, they have no desire to be right here now, but they start there. And they work together and build themselves up. A lot of your parents did that. A lot of our parents and grandparents did that. But for us, it's struggle love. I don't want to be in struggle love. Now, don't get it twisted. If you're in your 50s, come on, son. Come on, sister. It should be struggle love in your 50s. I can completely understand a woman saying it. At 50, I ain't doing struggle love. I completely understand that. We got 20-year-olds saying, I ain't doing no struggle love. What the hell? You 20. Now, I know some 20-year-olds that's fire. They handle all their business. I ain't doing struggle. Hey, all right, you ain't got to do struggle love. You can find somebody on your same level at the same time. Men and women, if they ain't on your level, don't date them. Don't try to make it work if it ain't working. That's just it. Let's put the rest of it to bed. I love it. I love it. All right. Did y'all see the All-Star game? The NBA All-Star game happened a couple of weeks ago. Oh, I'm sorry, a couple of days ago. Shaka Khan did the national anthem. Now, first of all, can't nobody sing the national anthem at an NBA All-Star game like Marvin Gaye. Nobody. Fergie, I don't know what the hell she was doing a couple of years ago, but she should have just left it alone. She should have left it alone. Nobody can do it like Marvin Gaye. But now what we got is we got Shaka Khan giving her rendition of the national anthem at the NBA All-Star game. We're going to play that, and we'll come back and talk about it. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Oh, say, can you see?
Sway, this my shit.
Shaka Khan.
Okay.
Shaka Khan.
Did she do it? Did she do it or what? I just want to know if you did. Did she do it? Shaka Khan did that Thug Thizzle to the national anthem. Did she put it down? No, she didn't, in my opinion. I mean, hey, she tried to get creative with it. She tried to really, mix that thing up. She tried to mix that thing up. I will give you someone that did a good rendition of the national anthem. It was completely original. Brian McKnight and his sons. Just Google it. Just find Brian McKnight and his sons singing the national anthem. They ripped it up. 3-part harmony, just completely ripped it up. That was pretty good. It wasn't better than Marvin Gaye's. It wasn't at the NBA All-Star game, but they did their thing. 470-251-4647. We got some comments here. Let's see. All right. Tabby, what's going on, Tabitha? She says, shaking my head. That was about me, Ty, and Keisha's conversation. Brother Vaughn said, metaphoricalize. That's the same thing I said, Brother Vaughn. Fredrina, everybody, I need you to find Shugs, SUGESLLC, on all social media, and ShugsDesserts with an S.com. All right, going back to Elizabeth Warren. Rochelle says, Elizabeth definitely has answers, even if we do or don't like her policies. She really does. They are well thought out, and I promise you, if she was a man, she would be killing it. She'd be ahead of Bernie Sanders. She would be killing it. Everybody would be saying, yep, that's the front runner. That's who we elected. And people would begin to coalesce around, let's say, instead of Elizabeth Warren, it was Edward Warren. I guarantee you, be leading the ticket right now. All right, 470-251-4647. Ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to understand. It's something about these big box retail stores that women just lose their damn mind in. Ladies, y'all can say, oh, I'm going to Target. And when you go to Target, all you're going for is some towels. I'm just picking something. And the towels cost $9. You come out and you done spent $950 because Target it's like a mermaid or a siren to women. The siren song just lures y'all in, and before you know it, you done spent all your damn money up in Target. Well, we men, we sick of that. We done came up with something for ourselves. This is the result of men trying to love and support their women's Target addiction. So we're gonna play this clip, we'll come back and talk about it. Roll that clip.
You know, I mean, we're not a boys club or a social club. We're just a group of husbands collectively waiting for our wives in the Target parking lot.
I used to get so bored.
Hours and hours of waiting in the car.
I thought it'd be a good idea one time to go in with the wife. Thought I could maybe scout out some camping gear or something like that. Just ended up holding her purse.
Eventually, I just started returning the carts just to stay busy, get a little exercise. And then the Target management noticed and they offered me a job. They said I could work whenever my wife was shopping. Last week, I clocked 12 hours.
Between 2015 and 2018, I actually completed my doctorate online while waiting for my wife.
Then one day, everything changed. I'm sitting in the car, it's been 63 minutes, I'm furious, and then there's this knock on the window.
Hey, got some new jerky. You want to try some?
Charlie's beef jerky. Yeah, that was honestly the start of our friendship.
You know, it didn't happen all at once.
Honestly, I don't remember how it started.
Penn came along, and then this Miles guy started parking closer to us, and then eventually, the group was just formed.
What do we do here? Well, we toss the ball around, we play some cards, you know, a little gambling. We have supper if it gets late enough.
When Miles brought his grill, it changed everything.
So, got your standard grill set up that everyone has. We got the coffee over here. We got the beans about to go there. Brats on the grill. It's lunchtime.
One summer, we did a series of car washes, and we actually raised enough money to put a big screen in the back of Penn's van.
TV, 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 TV. Go, 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 go.
That was a good summer.
For a while, the kids were real damper on the group, you know, but then we got a 2-car system going where each guy takes a 15-minute shift watching the kids while the others just get to chill.
Y'all see what we have to deal with, ladies? This is what we have to deal with. I'm telling you, Target is the devil. Target, you're the devil. Unless you want to sponsor us, you can reach us at 470-251-4647. We love you, Target. All right, look at here, y'all. Listen. Let's get serious for a second. There is something about fatherhood where it's constantly under a microscope. One thing that I appreciate about being a father is, quite frankly, I don't give a damn what you got to say about my parental style. I don't give a damn what you got to say about how I raised my children, what I did or did not do with my children. I don't give a damn, because I'm a present father. That gives me every right to raise my children how I see fit. I've had some people say, well, you're too tough on your children. I don't give up. Thank you for your unsolicited opinion. Your unsolicited opinion. How about that? T.I. made a joke, according to him, about his daughter, and it went too far. He owned up to it, and he apologized for it. But everybody had something to say about what T.I. did with his daughter. A present father with his daughter. Now, hey, I'm the first to say, yeah, that seemed to be too much. He said he was joking. He's an entertainer, keep that in mind. But everybody got something to say about fatherhood. Either you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you're present, you ain't nothing. If you ain't there, why you ain't there? I say bump y'all. I'm a dad. Actually, I'm the granddad. But the bottom line of it is, I don't care what you think about my parental style. I ain't a dad for you. I'm a dad for my children. With that being said, let's talk about Dwayne Wade. One of the things that people are saying, they're saying, hey, Dwayne is showing all this, open-mindedness. He's being so liberal. He's being a good dad for accepting his child where they are with their feelings. That's what they're saying on one side. On the other side, they're saying, what about that outside baby, that break baby? He ain't doing nothing with that baby. Some are saying that, you're going too far. Don't no 12-year-old know what they want. They're saying all this stuff about Dwayne Wade. So we're going to play this clip, first of all, to set up this segment of the show, talking about black fatherhood as it relates to Dwayne Wade, and then we'll come back and we'll get back into it. Go ahead and roll that clip.
How y'all doing out there? I got some crazy news for y'all. It says right here, Dwayne Wade's 12-year-old son transitioning to female from Zion to Zaya. This show gonna be crazy, but before I get started with this news, I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and also leave a comment, y'all. It says right here, NBA star Dwayne Wade's 12-year-old son is transitioning from a male to a female. The 12-year-old boy, who was named Zion at birth, now goes by the name Aaaaaand. Dwayne Wade, who is 38 years old, spoke candidly in a new interview with Ellen DeGeneres, which will air later today. In the interview, he discussed being a father to Zaya, formerly Zion, and the NBA player revealed that he reached out to the cast of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy to help him address the situation, y'all. All I'ma say is ever since he got with Gabrielle Union, he done lost his mind. Them kids was straight before she swiggled all up into their situation. But that's Negro here nor there. I'm proud of Zion for making up his mind and deciding what he want to do. He ain't old enough to smoke. He ain't old enough to drink. And if you ask me, he ain't even old enough to think. But I ain't his daddy, Dwayne Wade his daddy. And now that Gabrielle Union is his mama, things are starting to get real crazy in their household, y'all. Now let's take a good look at Zaya. I ain't trying to be funny. I never say nothing disrespectful about somebody, baby. But, Lord have mercy, y'all. But anyway, there goes Zaya right there. He got more makeup on his face than Eddie Murphy and Raw. The only thing missing is the purple leather suit. Dwayne Wade need to cut this foolishness and just come on out himself. Quit living vicariously through your son.
You see what I'm talking about? I want to play that video just to give the side where people have been fairly judgmental. I'm saying fairly, just to be as diplomatic about it as possible. Here are my thoughts. First of all, I do not believe that a 12-year-old is old enough to know anything about going through a transitional surgery where they go from one sex to the other. That's just me. If it were me and my son or my daughter said they wanted to transition, I would advocate to them, and I would give them all the reasons I could to persuade them not to do it. Because you're going to keep growing up. You're going to keep going through puberty. Your body's going to keep on changing. You're going to change your mind. Why go through all these steps right now when you're not even fully developed yet? You're still growing. Now, I'm not trying to suppress anybody's dreams or suppress anyone's sexuality. I don't give a damn about that. What I am saying is there is a point where, as a parent, as an adult, you have to speak wisdom to your child. And you have to speak it from a place of love. So they understand that I'm not admonishing you. I'm not trying to beat you up or beat you down verbally. What I'm trying to do is give you the gift of my experience. I'm passing down the wisdom that I have collected. More times than not, when you give it from a position of love, that child will absorb it. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to listen to your ass. Don't get it twisted. Kids are notorious for not listening to their parents. They're still going to do whatever the hell they want to do in secret. One thing they cannot do in secret is go through transitional or sexual reassignment surgery. You can't do that in secret. What you can do as a parent, though, is support your child as best you can by imparting the wisdom that you have. I just cannot see allowing a child that's not even a teenager yet, go through gender reassignment surgery. Now, maybe I need to do some more research. Maybe that's something they've already discussed happening at a later date. I don't know. I'm not condemning or advocating. Whatever that household wants to do, that's going to work for them. All that I'm saying is that at 12, that's not the time to have that type of discussion and decision from my perspective. Now, on the flip side, there's some people that are bastardizing the conversation by saying things like, well, if Dwayne Wade's son can transition to a girl at 12 and he's old enough to consent to that, well, them girls that R. Kelly touched, they old enough too. What kind of craziness is that? What type of crazy is... Now, I'm talking about the original case against R. Kelly, not the grown women. I'm talking about the original case against R. Kelly. That was a young lady. R. Kelly, his music is still fire. Talented person, talented musician. That man assaulted a young lady who was underage. You know she was underage, and he should have paid the consequences for that. The way they obtained the evidence and all types of stuff they did to try to convict him, that's how he got off on a technicality and the young lady wouldn't testify. Bottom line was, he did it. He did it. And I'm sure there were other girls around that time frame. He probably did something to them too, allegedly. Let's put it out there, allegedly. How about that? Now I'm covered legally, damn it. But likening or conflating Dwayne Wade's 12-year-old to those young ladies, that's folly. Come on now, that's a big-ass stretch. Why we got to stretch like that? That ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. What R. Kelly did was criminal, allegedly. Well, he was actually arrested for it, so it was criminal. He wasn't convicted of it, but he was arrested and he was tried for it, and the charges were dismissed or dropped, whatever. What's happening in Dwayne Wade's family is just not the same. Don't conflate two dissimilar arguments. Sorry about that, but that just don't fly with me. At the same time, Lil Boosie has something to say about it. Now, I'm gonna say this now. I'm bringing Lil Boosie on because he just gonna drop it how he see fit. So we're gonna play this clip of how Lil Boosie feels about Dwayne Wade's son's potential transition. Go ahead and roll that clip.
Say something about this shit, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male, a 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have shit figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16, and fall in love with her. But his dick be gone. How you gonna, like, bro? You going too far, dog. Don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, bro. For real, if he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his dick off, bro. Like, don't address him as a woman, dog. He's 12 years old. He's not up there yet. He hasn't made his final decisions yet. Don't cut his fucking dick off, Dwayne Wade, bro. You fucking tripping, dog. You tripping, dog. You tripping, dog. If you don't like it, fuck you. I said what I said.
He said what he said. That's just how he feels about it. Now, it's about an 8-minute video of Lil Boosie expressing himself, and he has every right to express himself. That's what he does. Okay, fine. Here's what I'll submit to you about this scenario. I'm sorry, at 12, I'm still telling my kids what to do. Now, I'm giving them latitude, of course, to make some decisions because they need to start developing their sense of responsibility for themselves. I'm giving them latitude. Right now, it just seems like it's okay for kids to do some of every damn thing. Everything is okay. Let's let them find their own way. Nah, they need guidance. No, I'm not saying you have to rule the household with an iron fist. I'm saying that there's some guidance and some discipline that has to be instilled. It just is what it is. Because the goal is eventually for them to move out and be productive adults. Now, I ain't saying they got to get out at 18. I ain't saying that you got to kick them out the house at 21, 22, 20, or even 26. What I am saying is that you have to prepare them not to be children forever because they're going to spend more time as an adult than they will as a child. And more the things that you show them by example, that's what they're going to imitate. That's just it. So it couldn't be me. I'm still telling my kids what to do at 12. They out the house now. I don't tell them what to do unless they want to borrow some money. Then I got a right to know what they want this money for. When you pay me back, then I get out your business. 470-251-4647. Let's lighten it up a little bit. There's this prankster who's always playing jokes on his grandma. Always playing jokes on his grandma. It just trips me out. He has this skit or this prank talking about, grandma, I can't go to jail. I can't go to jail. And his grandma just loses her mind. It's absolutely hilarious, but why would you stress your grandma out? First of all, you know she's a little older. You never know what could happen, and you are stressing your grandma out. We're going to play this clip. We're going to come back and talk about it. Go ahead and roll that clip.
And in the next morning, I got up and went the same way. I went back there this morning, but he was gone. I don't like him like that. Now, when he first started hanging around me and everything, he was so nice and everything, but what I told him what I didn't like.
Come on, we gotta go.
What I didn't like.
This car was on high speed last night. I let my cousin hold it.
What?
My cousin.
Cousin did what?
They been looking for this car since last night.
This car?
Yeah.
Who?
The police.
Why?
Because my cousin got a warrant. He talking about he sent him on a high speed. Left all this junk in my car. All this dope.
Well, why are you riding around with the shit in the car?
I forgot it was back. I just looked back now.
Oh, shit. Let me out of this motherfucker. I can walk. Car no damn way you ain't riding right here. What the fuck wrong with you?
They coming, Grandma. They coming.
Ah, shit, no, they ain't. Let me out.
I can't get out of jail, man.
Throw it out the window. Throw it out the window. Throw it out the window.
I did.
You ain't throw that nowhere.
I did. I just threw it out.
Where? That window down.
Oh, John. They coming, Grandma.
No! Boy, let me out of here. Let me. I can't go no Jeffery, no drugs.
I'm just playing.
Man, listen. Why you gotta do your grandma like that, player? First of all, I got some questions. First of all, why you gonna put your grandma on Facebook and social media like that, knowing that her hair is not brushed? I mean, you ain't got. It's funny now, but you ain't gotta do your folks like that. Not grandma. Not grandma. She deserved better than that. Now, the joke was funny as hell. Don't get it twisted. But come on, son. You knew you were going to post this. Boy, you going to get left out the damn wheel. That's all I got to say about that right there. Now, listen, coming up soon, I got a special one for you right here. Now, this is the second part of HBCU Excellence. This is Talladega. Now, first of all, you can't be mad at Talladega for marching in Trump's inauguration. I don't care what you say. HBCUs deserve all the money they can get. And they got paid for that appearance. You can't be mad at them. You can't hold it against them. Ain't no protesting in the HBCU. That's just not going to happen. So this is Skin I'm In, and this is Talladega. Go ahead and roll that clip. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I like the fact that that was Southern versus Talladega, playing Skin I'm In by Cameo, one of my favorite HBCU marching band classics. Talladega, I'm giving you props for having the audacity to play it back. Both of y'all, in my opinion, played it too damn slow. Y'all both showed up and showed out. But when Southern came back in with that ba-ba-da-da-da-da, woo, might make your head pop off. HBCU excellence times 2 up in this piece today. 470-251-4647. Before we go a little bit further, I want to talk about men again. Now, I want to go back to the point the young lady was making, and it's a well thought out point. It has merit. She made a cogent argument. All right, fellas, I think women are looking at us like this. I'm up here right now. You keep expecting me to come down here. I ain't gonna do it. Why should I have to? I worked hard to get up here. Why can't you get up here? Okay, I can get that. I can get with that, because when you work hard for something, you appreciate the effort that you put into getting there, and you are loath to go back to a level that you've graduated from. I completely get it. Ladies, fellas that are down here are looking at a different type of barrier that's in place to prevent him from getting, let me take it back, to make it more difficult for him to get up here. That is true. That also is incontrovertible. The gap closing ain't gonna come from the women. It's not gonna come from the women. It's gonna come from the men. The gap closing is the work that we put on, the work we put in. Now, fellas, this is what I mean. You can look at any movement that we've had, any movement. Let's look at the civil rights movement. All those marches, I want you to think about something. They originated a lot of times out of churches. Guess who was cooking and feeding folks? The Montgomery bus boycott. Guess who were the main people boycotting? During the formation or the formative years of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Guess who was sewing and making sure that the traveling ministers had decent clothes? In every instance, it was the women. In every instance. They were powering the movement. They didn't necessarily start the movement, but they were powering the movement. This is the part of having insight. We might have the foresight, but the women have the insight. Somehow, that lack of vision I was talking about earlier, we've gotten kind of soft with that vision. We've gotten kind of soft. Women just want something to power. Right now, they're powering themselves. And they are content with the power that they have brought in themselves, awoken within themselves, cultivated and developed within themselves, and they are reaping the benefits from. They are content with that. What we are not doing as much as we can, men, is we're not providing that vision. We're not sparking that movement. Let's talk about the Black Panther Party. One of the most successful movements that we've ever had. From being self-sufficient, not worried about anybody supporting that movement, it's the standard. It's the standard. That movement struck more fear than anyone else or in the government than any other movement. The Black Panther Party movement. And when you really examine it, the role of the women was prominent. It wasn't subservient. It wasn't servitude or any of that stuff. It wasn't secondary. Women led many of the organizational programs. They sparked initiatives. They were at the table making decisions, and their decision making was honored, respected, and they were protected. Protected. Now, don't get it twisted. Those women didn't play either. They were dead serious too. They were about business. What I'm saying to you fellas is, again, that was something that was given for them to power. In the formation of it, women began to help power it. Men, we can provide anything we want to provide. We really can do it. When we set our minds to it, it gets done. And I believe that we need to start brunching in the same way that women do. We need to start networking in the same way that women do. We just have to create our own space. And ladies, I'm gonna need y'all to understand, it ain't for you. This ain't a space for you to come in and tell us how to be men. That ain't gonna fly. This is a space where we come in and we cultivate our masculine energy in a way that's balanced, so that when we come back and we partner with you, we're balanced. No way around that. No way around it. 470-251-4647. All right, so speaking of ladies, sometimes y'all mouths get y'all in trouble. I love y'all, but sometimes y'all just don't know when to stop talking. Y'all talk too much sometimes. When y'all talking to each other, that's fine. Nobody care about that. That's what y'all do. Y'all like to talk. But sometimes we just don't want to hear it. We don't want to be involved. I ain't lying. I'm keeping it real with you. This is documented. Now, talking is one thing, but nagging, woo. What's the scripture that says, it is better to dwell in the corner of a rooftop than to be in a house with a quarrelsome woman? That shit is true. So we're going to roll this clip about a woman talking too much and what happens. Go ahead and roll that clip.
I come home every day working 16-hour shifts on my feet, Mike. You don't do shit but walk slow and chase these hoes around the block with this damn dicky suit on. You can't do shit right. Beat up the pussy, do shit, wash the dishes. Ajax, Mike. You know what? This shit, Ajax, Mike. This shit gonna end today. I'm telling you, I'm through with it. That's all you gotta do is wash that knife. Hand me the knife. You got spoons, bowls, you got a lot to choose from. That would have been Lori telling you to wash dishes. I bet you would have washed the dishes then. That would have been Lori giving you some pussy. I bet you would have got some pussy then.
Oh, he had a choker. He had a choker. Now, y'all know I'm just playing. Ain't nobody trying to put hands on y'all like that. Not like that. Not then. Not while y'all fussing. That ain't what we talking about. Ain't nobody trying to, chase y'all around, if your name was Lori. We ain't trying to do that. I'm just playing. Just keeping it light. 470-251-4647. Man, listen here. I saw something the other day on social media. And again, you find everything on social media. But this was talking about how a lady went on social media and outed a man that she caught having sex with his cousin that was on the DL. Now, when she found out, she called or reached out to old guy and said, hey, unless you give me $5,000, I'm going to put this on social media. And then she ended up being chased by this guy. The guy rammed his car into her and allegedly shot her and killed her. Let's talk about this just for a second. First of all, there were some people that were saying, well, you shouldn't have outed him. You shouldn't have tried to extort him. There were people actually saying that. Then there were other people saying that, dang, it wasn't that serious. She didn't deserve to die. Both sides of the argument. Let's talk about the argument of that's what you get for exposing people. I'm not advocating anybody kill anybody over anything on social media. I do not believe that was the right way to handle that situation. When she tried to extort him, he had all the evidence he needed to have her prosecuted for extortion. He also could have gone after her for some type of defamation or whatever and handled it through the court systems. He could have done that and had a very, very strong case. He could have done that. At the same time, not justifying him going and killing her. There's no justification for that. At the same time, you have to recognize that people ain't like people used to be. Social media is life to a lot of people. A lot of people take that so seriously that they will do something like this. So if you are planning to do something like that, I simply say to you, think about it, because you never know how somebody's going to react. I remember when people would step on somebody's Air Force Ones, not saying excuse me. Somebody been finna get punched right in the mouth, bow, or scuffing somebody's Air Force Ones. It's about to be a fight. I've never been that serious about some damn tennis shoes. Never understood that. At the same time, I ain't that serious about social media. I don't get it. I will say there is no excuse for him chasing her down, ramming his car into her, and allegedly shooting and killing her. There's no excuse for that. I don't care if you did get outed. None. You have to think about what you're posting, especially when you're doing it with malice. And that was done with malice. Okay, let's talk about the people on this side that say she didn't deserve to die. I actually agree. She did not deserve to die. It's just Facebook. I can completely understand why she had a right to say what she did. She, first of all, outside of the extortion, this was someone that she had a relationship with, some type of physical relationship. She said that I let him smash or something happened between them. I can't quite remember. And then she found out that he was actually, I guess, bisexual or closeted, however you want to put it. Again, trying to extort him was unacceptable. Outing him, she outed him because he refused to pay. That is unacceptable. Now, she should have charges pressed against her. She should be arrested. All those things. She should not have been killed in that way. Not over that. You know, the embarrassment will subside. Actually, you know, shit is out now. You liberated. You can do what you want to do now. There was no excuse in that woman being killed. None. And one thing about social media that just absolutely amazes me is how wide the opinions are, when really for me this is black and white. No, she shouldn't have been shot. No, she shouldn't have been killed. Of course she shouldn't have outed dude. Of course she shouldn't have tried to extort him. None of that was a justification of him taking her life. It just wasn't. Now, he's also been impacted by that because now he's going to jail. So yeah, you killed her, but you're going to jail. So now everybody's family is impacted. That's social media going bad. That just is what it is. I don't see any justification. I hadn't seen anything anybody posted that justified his actions. Not one thing. There is no justification for that. I will say, be careful what you post, especially when you're posting with malice. Let's go back to this thing about the social media influencer who said that she is advocating for marriage. Now, in reading that, this is what she was getting at. She has a friend that's been in a long-term relationship, and the man that she was with got ill, and he either died or something was happening, or he was having surgery. Something significant was happening. And the young lady who had been living with him for years had no say in nothing. She could affect no change because she wasn't a relative and she wasn't his wife. Let's talk about marriage. Now, I got some friends right now that say, I don't want to get married. We can be committed, but I don't see the point of marriage. It's just a piece of paper. That piece of paper is valuable. Here is what I mean. You can be living with someone who was married before. You could be living with him or her, and they pass away. and you don't have that certificate, well, guess what's not going to happen? You're not going to get anything that doesn't have your name on it. If your name is not on that property, you ain't getting it. If your name is not on the accounts, you are not entitled to it, and you ain't going to get it. You're going to be like Tasha was when Ghost left her with nothing. The bottom line of it is, in that situation, that woman could not make any decisions. I have friends who've had people pass away that they were living with, that the ex-wife got everything and said, you got to move. You don't get any money. You don't get nothing. You have to move. Now, I guess people don't want to get married to get divorced. I get that. I understand. I guess people are really concerned about, why do I have to expose myself to loss in case we get divorced? That's what you got the prenuptials for. I get that part too. At the same time, there's so many legal protections that you get from being married. Man, I'm talking to you now. If you are the father, you ain't got to worry about legitimation. If you're married, you ain't got to worry about that. Your rights are entrenched because you are married. Your rights are entrenched. So if you do get divorced, guess what? You got to worry about legitimation, and you're already entitled to certain rights because you are the father through marriage. Simple as that. Ladies, I'm talking to you now. I know you're thinking about grandma and mama and them, and how they were treated when they were married, or the stereotypical stories you heard about marriage and all this other stuff. When Papa passed away, Grandma was set. She got the house. Now, what happened when Grandma passed away, if the house wasn't kept, that fell on the children, but it didn't fall on Papa, because Papa put stuff in place that when he passed away, Grandma was taken care of. And they were married. So for some reason, marriage has been given this stigma, like getting married is the worst thing you can do. No, it ain't. It's the best way to protect yourself in the event that life-altering decisions have to be made or sudden death happens. You can be with a man or a woman all you want to, and that's your boyfriend, your boo thing, your homie of a friend, whatever you want to call it. But if they pass away, you got nothing. Not one thing. No claim at all. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it alone. Ain't nothing wrong with marriage to the right person. Stop being scared. You're going to commit to this person anyway, but you don't want to completely commit legally because you don't want to be on the hook. Or I don't know what it is. I'm just saying marriage is still a viable institution. It's a real big solution for a lot of things that we're experiencing in our communities anyway. All right, let's talk about a fluid definition of marriage. I saw something, this brother said that he is the expert at polygamous relationships. He has like 3 wives. Now, he's in the United States, so he can't legally claim these wives, but he has 3 women that lives with him. And they have like a communal type of relationship. Everybody does something. Whatever their area of expertise is, that's what they focus on. One is the cook. She's the best cook in the house. She cooks all the time. One of them has another skill set, and the third has another thing, and he's like the leader of the house. It's like a pride of lions, if you will. There's one lion and then several lionesses that help to sustain the pride. That's how he looks at it. They doing all right. Matter of fact, they balling. All the bills are taken care of. They're building themselves up. They're building a really, really nice, functioning, fluid marriage is what I call it. Fluid marriage is my term. That's not what they call it. Why not do that? What's the problem? The United States, Western civilization, is one of the few cultures that does not recognize polygamy. The United States. There are countries in the Middle East and in Africa. It's a badge of honor to be able to take care of more than one wife. Let's talk about the stipulation, though. And fellas, I'm talking to you. That don't mean you got to have 3 women struggling with your ass. That means that you have to be able to take care of all 3 equally. And if you cannot take care of all 3 equally, you can't take on another wife. We ain't talking about 3 struggle wives. We're talking about you being able to provide for each one equally. In Saudi Arabia, if you are able to take on more than one wife, first of all, those other wives have to be able to say, okay, we got enough money for you to bring somebody else in here. If they're able to show that you can't do that, the other family will not allow it. That's one. Two, it's a way to build wealth. Back in the day, and I'm talking about the I forgot the term. The Middle Ages, thank you. In the Middle Ages, they were preventing the aristocracy, prevented the lower class from having multiple wives because it's a way to build wealth. How can you keep people poor? You keep them from pooling their resources. Therefore, you can only marry one person, and that's when the whole concept of marrying for love came into play. Now, I'm not saying you should not marry for love. Obviously, you got to love somebody, love something about them. There are some marriages that are together, though, that are business relationships. And those business relationships are doing very well. They're building wealth and building a legacy. I'm not saying we completely abandon love. I'm saying that you got to think about these things now because we need some out-the-box solutions to rebuild our communities. Okay? We got a call. Let's check this out. Good afternoon, caller. You reached Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffery L. Miller. Give us your name and your comment. Go right ahead.
Hey, this is Ty, Fellow Show, and I want to know, can a wife have more than one husband?
Oh, very good question. If she lives with me, hell no. But we're not talking about me. Let's be fair about it. Let's be fair about it. If you're talking about a situation that's completely fair and equitable, there are countries in Africa where the woman can have more than one husband, and they do so with a badge of honor. So I'm completely for whatever rebuilds our community. I appreciate that comment. I'd like to hear more from you. What else do you think? Should the wife be able to have more than one husband?
Of course you should be able to have more than one husband. I like the concept that you said that, one of the wives, she was a great cook, another one did something else. So my thing is, I would have one husband that I would be intimate with. I don't need all three to do that. And he could be the breadwinner, one who could be the carpenter, one who could be one who plans trips, things like that, one who massages my feet every night, things like that. But my thing is, why can't a wife have more than one husband? That's why I look at it.
Okay, now you named 6 different roles. 6. So, hey, I ain't mad at you, but the whole house covered.
I don't need 6 husbands, but just get 3 of those husbands, to all do 2 things each. And of course, they're going to be doing more than 6 things. Anyway.
I got you. Now, that's a fair point. Now, what I'm not advocating, first of all, that we completely ignore the needs of the woman. My standpoint is this. In our community, there is a need for more men to be present in the household. I would submit to you that our biggest need isn't more men in one household, but more men helping more women at one time. And so that's why I brought up the notion of it being a man with multiple wives. I completely concede the point, though. We cannot be irresponsible with that and say it's only good for the male. If there is a situation that benefits the woman, then it benefits the woman. And I'm all for whatever it takes to rebuild, to continue to build our communities back up.
Exactly, yes. Anything that would be. Now, how do you feel about that as far as, because I know that polygamists, they also say they are polygamous for religious reasons. And I was born and raised Methodist, and of course they wouldn't agree with any of that. I could imagine myself showing up to church with 3 husbands and what would happen with that. So what's your stance on that, religiously speaking? I mean, do you believe in God? What's your religion, if I may ask?
Great questions. Now, I do believe in a higher power. I will tell you that there are some religious traditions that we were given that robbed us completely of our will to do better for ourselves. Some of the scriptures that have been passed down, some of the tradition and doctrine that have been passed down strictly to pacify us. So from a structured religious standpoint, I'm not 100% for or against that. I'll just say that there has to be an evolution in our religious practices where we begin to free ourselves from that stigma that have held us down and begin to get back in contact with our spiritual side, not just our religious side, but our spiritual side, because when that is unleashed, that's when we are our most powerful. That's how I feel about that. How do you feel about it?
Well, let me see.
Don't be stuttering now. Don't be stuttering now.
Well, based on my religion, no, polygamy wouldn't be allowed.
Okay.
The one thing that I do see and agree with is that all these different types of religions. Well, no, I don't want to say all the different religions, but I see that so many different religions. For one thing, so many people are oppressed. And what I mean by that is, they want you to break your neck, tithe and everything, and then they get on the church bus because they don't even own a car. So I have a problem with that, is that you're not trying to teach them how to better themselves, to have a much more life that can be more financially sound and more productive. And of course, everyone can't be rich and everyone can't be poor. But my thing is, if I have faithful members in a church and I see that you're struggling, I think it's up to the church to try to help educate them so they can try to better their lives. And then because I've gone to some churches where, of course, the pastor's pulling up in a limousine and all this, that, and the other, but the majority of the people in the congregation look like they're coming from a shelter or something. And so with that, I have a problem with. And then I've also seen, women and men tithe all their lives, and then unfortunately when they pass, they didn't have an insurance policy in effect, and the remaining living family members can't even afford to pay for their funeral, but yet I don't see the church trying to help compensate the family for that.
I want to address that, because that's a good point. From the business standpoint, churches operate like a really, really nice business, like a really nice feel-good business model. You go in and you pay for a service that helps you feel good, and it keeps you coming back. Now, I'm not disparaging the church. I grew up in the church, and I still have a deep affinity for the church. At the same time, to your point, we cannot have a multi-million-dollar church, mega church, if you will, in a poor community, and the community not benefit from that church being there by being uplifted. And when I say that there's some things that pacify us, the church cannot get rich unto itself. The community that the church serves has to get rich. And when they get rich spiritually, it helps people grow. And when people grow, they do better for themselves. A lot of times, you're fed just enough to come back to church next week, as opposed to being taught how to feed yourself. And that way you can sustain your spirituality wherever you go, not just in your church home.
That's true.
Well said. Give me your name again.
Oh, tell us. I'm part of the Status Network group.
Wonderful, wonderful. I really appreciate you giving us a call tonight. Looking forward to talking to you again very soon.
Thank you so much. Love your show.
Thank you.
Let's talk about it live. Have a good night.
You as well. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, we are getting close to the end of the show. I want y'all to understand something. I went to pick my little muffin up the other day. And when she saw me, she started running around, kicking her feet, real happy to see me. Picked her up the day after that. She saw me. She smiled, came over and hugged me, happy to see me. Picked her up the third day. She was like, all right, now, I done seen you 3 days in a row. Where my mama at? Where my mama at? Now, I ain't gonna lie, me being the granddad, I wasn't as happy as, because I liked the little enthusiasm. She hadn't seen the granddad, she come run to the granddad. I'm saying this to say that women have such an important role in raising children that there is no way as men that we cannot do more to help to protect that role. Now, hey, you know what? She's supposed to feel that way about her mother and her father. And she talked to me about both of them on the way home, because the granddad is the granddad, but her mother and father, that's where she is. That's who she relates to. That's who she's bonded with. And that's how it's supposed to be. My role is up here, but their role is directly connected to her. And she loves both of them. So I'm happy that she knows her father, because many of those kids in daycare don't. Ain't no fathers coming to pick them up. It ain't nothing but mothers coming to pick them up. Ain't no grandfathers coming to pick them up. It ain't nothing but mothers and grandmothers picking those kids up. That is it. So I saw a couple of little boys just looking at me like I was something strange. I'm like, wow, they're really not seeing men like this. And it just hit me how much work we have to do as men. So here's the challenge, fellas. There's a brother who reached out on social media, said, hey, I'm looking for a male life coach. I got some things I'm dealing with. You know, I'm reaching out to you. I applaud you. That's the right type of step. Men, it don't matter where you're at, what you got. Start improving yourself right now. I can guarantee you, if your credit shot, if you call your creditors and say, hey, I want to make some type of arrangements, they will talk to you. You can get yourself financially straight in a year, 18 months. Just start calling people. They'll offer you settlements. The settlement might not get you as many points as fast, but damn it, it's going to raise your credit score. You can start that right now. You can start that today. Matter of fact, probably start tomorrow. They probably close, but you can start that tomorrow. If you have not been a good father to your child and you know where your child is, you can actually start to make moves to repair that relationship. Now, I ain't saying you show up, like you ain't done nothing wrong. You show up with some humble pie, some willingness to work, a desire to make amends. And that mother, if she has the right type of spirit, she will vet you first. She ain't gonna just let you come in when she's had to deal with questions about you and you ain't been there. No, it ain't gonna happen. But if you do the work and she sees, okay, I can actually trust this guy to do what he says he's gonna do, and the child will be okay, then you can make your own way. If she's not letting you do what you're supposed to do as a man and she's holding you, hostage, hire an attorney. Don't ask how much it's gonna cost. It's an investment. If you're serious about being a father, they're in enough money, they're in a high enough price that you wouldn't pay. All I'm saying is that we are really important. We don't have to hear how important we are from women. We don't have to hear that. We have to know it on the inside. And when we know that we're important, when we know that we're valuable, when we know that we are necessary and that we're crucial to the healthy development of our neighborhoods, we do better. We don't need outside validation. Everything we need is on the inside. Now's the time to do it. You can start tomorrow. But if you start, don't stop. Listen, we do this every Thursday right here on Status Network on Manifest TV. I always mess this up, Kush. We do this every Thursday on Manifest TV, and Manifest TV is powered by the Status Network. I want to need you to follow us on social media. Instagram is manifesttv.status. Facebook is Status Network LLC. Also Manifest TV on Facebook. Periscope is status_network_. Twitter is status_network_. You can find us on the Amazon Fire Stick and Roku as Status Network and Manifest TV. YouTube is Manifest TV. Now, I am Talk with Jeffery, Jeffery, on all social media platforms except for Snapchat. I still ain't snapping. I still ain't chatting. I still don't get it. It's been a whole lot of fun. You can also find me at www.talkwithjeffrey.com. It's been a whole lot of fun. Your boy Kush is the producer, holding it down once again. I be giving him all types of videos. Y'all just don't understand how I got Kush working. Y'all don't know. Yannette Keith. Yannette is my office girlfriend. And Jack Trey, he pays all the bills. Been a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed doing this, but I am out. So now, you know.
Now that you know about Jeffery, and let's talk about it live, come be a part of our family.
You know we had to give y'all homework, right?
Keep up with the show. Follow us on all of our social media platforms.
That's Facebook and Instagram.
I am. Would you like to listen to the show on the go? Make sure you download the Status Network app on your Google or Apple Play Store.
Want to talk to Jeffrey?
Dial 470-251-4647. We thank you for listening. And make sure you're back here every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey L. Miller.
Status Network.